And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Served Neat, broadcasting live from this beautiful bunker I have here in gorgeous Prince George's County. And so I am Charles Yonga, the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. Along today, I got myself, my boys, my tag team partner, my hawk to my animal. We have Marshawn Powers. How the hell are you, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. Normally people wouldn't see me in the car right now, but, you know, I'm on the road right now, doing a little social distancing myself, headed back to Ohio, finish off the semester strong, you know. We got a lot to talk about today, but I couldn't miss it, even if I'm in the car, you know, I'm being very safe as possible. If anybody out there wondering, I'm being very, very, very safe, you know, but, you know, we got a show to do. So let's get it on. As the old, remember Judge Mills Lane? Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
All right. And along with Marshawn, I have this is going to be a six-man tag today. So we have our third tag party here. Our boy Grizzly joins us from his lab. What it do, my man?
What's good, man? What up? What up? Just in the crib, you know, in the cage, doing what I do. You know, just trying to, you know, stay with the crew through the show. And we got Wrestlemania coming up. I'm ready to talk about some of, you know, favorite wrestlers, some Wrestlemania memories, you know, just, man, definitely can't wait to get into this topic. This is fun.
Well, gentlemen, before we get into the topic, put out your social media so everyone knows how to find you guys.
Whoa.
Are we having technical difficulties here?
Yeah, sorry.
First, you can find me on Instagram and T-Stretch right now. On Instagram at Sershawn90, and on Twitter you can find me at Sershawn_90. You know, I'm willing to debate. I'm willing to talk about anything. We can talk about sports. We can talk about life. We can talk about it all, man. Hit me up.
And me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at GRXZZLY94. You know, keep in tune with what I do as far as my music, or, you know, like Marshawn was saying, we can talk basketball, sports, you know, wrestling, whatever, you know, name it.
Excellent. And Phyllis, y'all can find me. It's very simple. It's my full name, Charles Yonga. That's CharlesNynga. That's across all social media platforms. That's my Twitter machine. That's my Facebook, and that's my Instagram. So easy to find me at CharlesNynga. All right, my brothers. Today's show is going to be a little interesting here, as we are on the road to WrestleMania. Dun, dun, dun. And WrestleMania will be streaming on the WWE Network this Saturday and Sunday, and it's available on pay-per-view. But who's going to buy it on pay-per-view?
It's actually for free.
Yes, first month is free if you sign up today. Save that money. I know we're all broke right now, so get that first month free. So like I said, it is going to be a 2-day show, Saturday and Sunday. This hour we break down the card. We'll talk about who is the GOAT of wrestling, and we'll also discuss our personal favorites, like some personal memories, our personal favorite wrestlers of all time. Like I said, we're all different ages, so we'll probably have a different list, each person here. So first things first, I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys know. Also, we'll probably have a guest join us within the hour. My boy Josh Harold, excuse me. He is one of my homies from hometown. He's a wrestling fan. I've known him for about 20 years. We've watched every WrestleMania together, except for this will be the second time we've not watched WrestleMania together. So yeah, it's gonna be a good show here, guys. So first things first, before we get into business, the bar is now open for business. Let's talk about this WrestleMania card. I forwarded you guys the match list, so I hope you had a chance to look it over. As you see in the background, I'm watching the best of WrestleMania on my WWE Network app. So, like I said, first things first. The show was pre-recorded at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. For those who don't know, that's where all the guys go and train and work on their craft and become better.
Right.
It's basically like a combine almost for wrestlers. But the thing is, the show was pre-recorded over the past couple of weeks because of the coronavirus pandemic, so they're not allowed to have large crowds. Originally, the show was going to be in Raymond James Stadium, which is where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, around 80,000 seats that can fill that place for a wrestling show. So I know we've all played sports before, guys. So, and the point of the best thing about playing sports is in front of a loud crowd. You get that rush of the adrenaline of the crowd that gets behind you. So, first thing before we get into the matches itself, do you think that not playing it, not performing in front of people is going to affect the quality of the matches or how the guys perform on TV?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it. I mean, first of all, there's really no crowd noise behind it. So when they're making those, when they mess up, not making those, I'm sorry, when they mess up on certain moves, or when they do certain things that used to be real, but now, because of safety reasons, it's imitated. You're going to be able to see those certain things. You're going to be able to it's just different, man, because the crowd made certain matches, even certain matches that was good. Like I remember I watched, I want to say last week, I watched the Stone Cold Steve Austin promo, and we're all used to this. When Stone Cold said something, we all used to him saying what, and he said it, and it was just like nobody talking back to him. It just looked very, very weird, man. Like, so I'm curious. I'm still gonna watch it because I'm curious to see how these matches are gonna go with no crowd noise, or how they fill in the crowd noise. But of course, it's gonna be awkward.
Yeah, and I definitely second that. I don't think it should dictate how the match goes and how well the wrestlers perform, but I think it will mess up the energy and the motivation for the wrestlers to follow through and to have a specific feel of passion throughout the match. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, like, when high flyers get on top of the ropes and they look around and they hear the people screaming, that just it dares them to do it even more compared to getting up there and you just, like that.
You're just doing it. Yeah, you're just doing it just to do it because it's a part of the script match. It's a part of how the match is supposed to go versus getting that, like you say, getting that energy from fans and stuff. So it's like, man, I wish they would have just scrapped it and we missed out on WrestleMania this year. But one thing, maybe Charles, you can verify this, but one thing that I was told by some wrestling fans that it was hard for them to scrap WrestleMania due to the fact that they've scripted, they've wrote so many shows in advance, and scrapping WrestleMania could throw off an entire storyline.
So true.
Because I think if you watch a match and the crowd is part of the match, part of the show, the reaction of the crowd is key to a quality match. Because if you get, like, for example, right here behind me, you can see that is the WrestleMania 30, I believe. It's Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Randy Orton, and that was the peak of the yes movement. That was the peak of everybody going around chanting yes, yes, yes everywhere, and if there was no crowd in front of that, it would not have the same impact on.
Yeah, and then isn't that the same WrestleMania where Daniel Bryan had to wrestle two matches, like one in the beginning and then one in the end? He probably wouldn't have had no energy. There was no crowd. That's a lot. I mean, you're wrestling. The average body can only fight at its highest peak for like 15 minutes straight. And you're asking these dudes to do 20, 30-minute matches and him 2 matches in the same night. That's insane, especially without crowd. I don't know how he could do it.
Well, like I said, that was the night he wrestled Evolution. He wrestled Triple H in the opening match to get into the main event, and then he made Batista tap out in the main event. And then, if you remember watching the end of it, it was just like pandemonium, confetti and fireworks, and the crowds and his wife was there, his family was there. Everyone was just having a good time, and he was a modern day people's champion. He was pushed by the people, and like I said, if the people weren't there, the match would have not had the same impact.
Exactly. No, I consider that, like, that's crazy. That's not on my list of top 5 WrestleMania moments, but that was a moment that I was tempted to put on my list. That's definitely one of those top WrestleMania moments of all time. And the crowd reaction was definitely helped boost that.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, after we get a little introduction here, we're going to talk about the first card. I'm gonna write down the list real quick and get you guys' opinion. We're not gonna go into every match because it's way too many matches to get into in a short amount of time. But we're gonna pick out 2 or 3 that we think that might be either the best match of the day, might steal the show, or has probably the best storyline behind it that might get you more invested to watch it when it comes on Saturday night. So up first, we will start with the Intercontinental Championship match as Daniel Bryan will be challenging Sami Zayn. We have the women's tag team match as Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross will be challenging the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. We have Elias versus King Corbin. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. We have a ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions as the New Day and the Usos are challenging John Morrison and The Miz. We have Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in a grudge match. We have a Firefly Funhouse match as John Cena will be challenging The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. The Raw Women's Championship match will be Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch. And probably the main event for this night is going to be the WWE Universal Championship, which is Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. Because Braun Strowman was replacing Roman Reigns, who had to withdraw from the match due to his leukemia issue, because he is immune deficient, whatever you call it. So his exposure to possibly being infected by coronavirus could have a drastic impact on his health. So smart move for him to back out, but at the same time, the whole build to this match kind of died out. So of those few matches, gentlemen, what stands out to you as a match you might say, that's what I want to see? That's the match that I will sit down and pay my $9.99 or the first free month for.
Just giving you three off the top of my head. I definitely would like to see the John Cena versus The Fiend. I think that's going to be a good match. I don't know how long has it been since John Cena hasn't been wrestling, and see if he's still in shape. And then, I've really been a fan of The Fiend ever since his Bray Wyatt days. That's who he really is. So, I really like that match. Of course, I'm going to go with the Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. That's David versus Goliath. Braun Strowman is a whole different type of man, and you got Goldberg, who's kind of on in his later days in life, in his 50s. That's a match that I'm excited to see. And then I want to see the Alexa Bliss matchup, man. I like to see where the women is going because, back when we were growing up, it wasn't that many women wrestling back then. So I'm always in tune to see where women are going. Like I really love Royal Rumble. They had a women's Royal Rumble, So this is, I'm always gonna pay attention to a women's match.
All right. Well, for me, I'm a big fan of this Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler match because a year ago Becky Lynch technically defeated Ronda Rousey for the women's championship, and now Shayna Baszler, who is one of Ronda Rousey's best friends and a part of the MMA Four Horsewomen, along with Jessica Duke and Maria Shafir, she is coming in as a challenger, and she spent the last 3 years in NXT, dominating NXT, and now she's come to the main roster of Monday Night Raw. So that's what I'm looking at. I have no interest at all in the Goldberg-Braun Strowman match, to be honest with you. Goldberg was great in 1997 and 98 when I was in high school. It's 2020, dude. Why are you the champion? But I digress. And
it's the same reason why the Undertaker still comes around.
But the Undertaker's not champion, so that's the key.
Is he wrestling this year?
He just does special appearances. Like he has a match. His match is on Sunday. We'll get in that next segment.
Okay.
And then I'm also interested in the Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins match because this has been
that's a good matchup.
Both these guys came up the same tracks. They both started in the independents. They both wrestled for Ring of Honor. They're both Ring of Honor World Champions. They both with NXT, both NXT champions. They both came to the main roster. They've both been Universal Champion. They both beat John Cena. And just the fact that the feud that they're building is actually is pretty intriguing because Seth Rollins considers he has this gimmick called the Monday Night Messiah because he kind of looks like Jesus with the long hair and the beard, whatever. I'm sorry, white Jesus. Looks like white Jesus with long hair and the beard. And he's talking about how he is the chosen one to, lead Monday Night Raw to the future. So that's an interesting match. And the Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan. Both guys are great in-ring tacticians, man. I've never seen a bad match from either one of them. So them two together in one match against each other for the IC title, which at WrestleMania, let's teaser because it's one of my favorite matches of all time. At WrestleMania 3 IC title match, but we'll get to that later. That's another match I'm thinking that's going to be probably steal the show. It's too sweet. So I would say it might be one of those Meltzer 5-star matches.
Word. If for me, I'm gonna just say the ones that I am interested in seeing, and but to piggyback on what Charles was saying about the whole Goldberg thing, I just think it's wild that he's champion. I just think it's a sour way to put on the business when you got so many guys who could be worked and could be put in a better position to be a champion. I mean, shoot, I'd rather have. It's better if you have Randy Orton there than Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a vet. And also, with the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania thing, it's like, Triple H was in almost in his olden days. Batista was too. So it's like it was like alley-oop to put him over type thing. So I see it as a big moment, but if they had some more threatening competitors who was in, their prime rather than at their, height to where they're getting into retirement, then it'd be a little more at stake. Like, Benoit's WrestleMania, like that type of story is crazy because you beat Shawn Michaels and Triple H in their prime. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny you say that because that's the exact same storyline they did with the Daniel Bryan beating Evolution at WrestleMania.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like it was, and he had the cross face. And he had the cross face, and I was just like, hey man, we gonna side eye that one. The one I'm looking forward to, I definitely want to say the ladder match for the tag team champions. No, just the ladder match. That's gonna be fun. I love a risk, and I think that's gonna bring some adrenaline to the show. And I also think the tag team champions match is gonna be awesome.
The tag team is a ladder match.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a tag team ladder match. I thought it was just
it's the New Day. New Day Usos are always great, and then you have the Miz and Morrison, who are hilarious.
So is it a 3-way or is there
a 3-way dance?
Huh?
3-way dance for the tag team titles.
Okay, all right. I was a little confused earlier. I was like, wait, so the New Day and the Usos are tagging together?
No,
that seemed like a handicap match.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. It's a 3-way tag team ladder match.
Okay. That might be fun, man. That might actually bring a little excitement.
Yeah,
the Usos are exciting. John Morrison and the Miz are exciting, and then the New Day, they're always comical.
And Kofi Kingston in a ladder match is always gold. I mean, he's one of the best ladder match performers I've seen in this generation. So whenever he always does something crazy. Like in the Royal Rumble, he does something crazy. In ladder matches, he always does something crazy. So I want to see what he's going to do when it comes to one of those crazy spots. You're like, one of those spots. So overall, the first day card. Do you think if this was just a standalone card, would you think that if it wasn't WrestleMania, would you think it would be appealing enough for the average fan to watch, or you think it's just like, oh, it's just another show, I can miss it?
It'd be another show. To me, it would be another show.
Okay, because I think since it's WrestleMania, if this card was not WrestleMania, do you think this lineup of matches would be appealing to the average fan to tune in for the first time? Like, hey, I like to see this happen. I can see this happen. So, what do you guys think?
I'd be if it was. Let's say if this was like trying to think of another pay-per-view. If this was like
in your house.
In your house, okay. If this was in your house, probably not. Or if this was like Hell in a Cell, no, I probably wouldn't care. I'd probably be like, I can miss it. But because it's WrestleMania, and that's like, WrestleMania is like the equivalent to like the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl, or it's just what it is. Like you can't miss it. You have to watch it. Just it's a tradition. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, sometimes Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble are 4 matches. I don't care if I don't know who's wrestling. Like I done got to the point now where I don't even know a lot of the names. Like there were some names you said today. I was like, oh, okay. You had to give a little history on them for me to kind of remember who they are. But I don't care how long I'll get away from it. I'm still going to watch those 4. Like those 4 pay-per-views are always going to be like a tradition to me.
Right.
Okay. Well, we're going to come up the next round here is going to be the Sunday show, which is going to be, I'll break it down for you. We have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler in a grudge match. We have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. We have Charlotte Flair, woo, challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. We have the Raw Tag Team Championships. We have the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza. We have a last man standing match between Randy Orton and Edge.
Hell yeah.
We have the Boneyard match between The Undertaker and AJ Styles.
The Boneyard match?
Yes. I will go into detail about that, to be honest with you. I'm still confused about what it means. We have the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It's going to be a fatal 5-way as Bayley defends against Naomi, Lacey Evans, Tamina, and Sasha Banks, the boss. And then lastly, the main event will be the winner of the Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre, challenging the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Might need some water after that, man.
Dude, I don't know how Paul Heyman does that all the time.
He probably drinks a lot of water.
Well, he has like 30 years of experience, talking on the microphone, so it's probably easier for him. So, of the matches I've listed here so far, I repeat the same question from the first show: which of these sound the most appealing to you as a casual fan, and I'll let you know as a hardcore fan, I'll let you know. And which of these matches you think will either steal the show or just be that match?
I'll let Grizz go first this time.
I'm definitely going to say that the Edge and Randy Orton is why people are getting this pay-per-view. I'm gonna just flat out that's exactly why people got this pay-per-view. There's no other reason why anybody else is watching this, to be completely honest with you. When it comes to John Cena and The Fiend, I can't remember, Charles, jog my memory, what was the last pay-per-view where they did The Fiend dirty where he lost?
Oh, that was Hell in a Cell. That was Hell in a Cell where he
after that?
That was on the show in the Saudi Arabia show where he lost to Goldberg in like 2 minutes.
Trash.
Yeah.
See, and that right there damages. You got him going against John Cena. What do you think might happen?
Oh, John Cena's putting him over easily because John Cena's out the door. He's doing movies now.
He has no choice now. So are we as interested in that anymore? We don't know. That's a 50-50 on that match. Undertaker and AJ Styles. AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So definitely would like to see that. I mean, Undertaker, hopefully he's back to his badass look. So I think that'll change up how he wrestles in a way, if you ask me.
Well, he actually, I'll let you know a little background. He cut a promo this past Monday night, kind of blurred between his Undertaker character and his old biker characters. He didn't come out with the whole "I'm dead." He's like, "Boy, you put my wife's name in your mouth, I'll make it famous." So
right,
he went straight out. He went straight Mark Calloway out. He wasn't Undertaker in that promo. So yeah, so that's a good. They've done a good job of putting that together as a storyline. So, but continue, sir.
I'm trying to think. What was the Divas match you said?
It's no longer Divas. It's women's match. It's a fatal 5-way.
Sorry.
Bayley is the champion. She's being challenged by Naomi, who is we also have Lacey Evans, Tamina, one of the Island Girls, and her best friend, Miss Sasha Banks, who happens to be Snoop Dogg's cousin, by the way, if you didn't know.
So Shayna Baszler is the one who was getting all the women out the ring during the Royal Rumble, correct?
No, she was doing. No, she came in late. Sorry, the girl you're thinking about, who the Royal Rumble, who was kicking butt, was my girl Bianca Belair. She was number 2 in the Rumble, and she was eliminating everybody until she got eliminated by Charlotte Flair. But Shayna Baszler is a legit MMA fighter. She's fought some of the baddest bees in the world. She's fought Cyborg. She's fought Nunez in real life. So she knows how to, like, if it's a real fight, obviously we know who'd win. But since it's wrestling, so you got to build the story. So yeah. But that's the Saturday night show. But the Sunday night show, like I said, it's like I said, it's going to be that 5-way match. Which, to be honest with you, I'm not too impressed with. They've done a terrible job building it. Like they basically just announced it last week. So it's like, oh yeah.
Oh no, that's terrible. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's one problem the WWE has when it comes to booking matches. Like they'll take 2-3 months to build the main event match, but they won't give any time to any undercards. So the undercard's like, why do I care about this match? Unless you have unless you're an actual fan of each of the wrestler itself. Like if you're not a fan of that wrestler, but you don't have that means you don't have a reason to watch that match unless you're a fan of that particular wrestler. Any other insight about the Sunday night card, sir? What about the what do you think about Brock versus Drew McIntyre in the main event for the
not really looking forward to it. Another thing, I don't see why Brock Lesnar is a champion again. I think it should be like Taker, just come in and do special occasions and, put certain talent over, be the scary monster that comes up, every once in a while or something. A Royal Rumble, a guest appearance maybe, but this is just like, man, they're doing what TNA was doing, man. They're doing what TNA was doing, man. Let's keep the old guys going, man. And it's just like, all right.
Well, I'll put it this way. When it comes to watching, like, why would you care about watching the guys on every Monday and Friday when they never win against the old guys who come back like once in a while, and the old guy comes in and squashes them in like 2 minutes, whatever. So why would you want it? Like, so what you're saying is these guys don't matter because they're not stars because they lose the guys who don't wrestle like every day like everybody else. So
it's ridiculous.
What about you? Yeah. What about you, Marshawn? Anything on that match card that sticks out to you when it comes to this WrestleMania card for Sunday?
I definitely would like to see that AJ Styles Undertaker match. You know what I mean?
That's the
as old as Undertaker is. I still, until he croaks over, I'm still gonna watch all of his matches.
Is he actually a dead man walking?
Until he croaks over, I'm still gonna watch it. Another one, we all can agree on that Edge versus Randy Orton. They kind of sized it a little bit because they broke his neck, with the chair to chair smash or whatever. So I'm anxious to see that. And then another one that I'm curious to see is you guys don't like these women's matches, man. Even though that Fatal 5-Way don't seem like I don't know, it don't seem like the ideal match. It doesn't seem like it's gonna sell to everybody, but I think it's gonna be forced to put on a good entertainment. It's gonna be forced to be not forced to be a good match, but it's going. We're gonna talk about this again. You're gonna be like, that was one of the good matches because I feel like maybe the storyline that they wrote for it kind of pushes it to be one of those great matches. I just got a feeling about that.
Fair enough. Like I said, it's not the competitors for me personally. It's the story behind the match.
Yeah,
like just kind of put together at the last second. So I hate when they do that. That is.
It seems like just going on. I didn't know the whole thing that why there was 2 days. Now y'all telling the match. It seemed like a lot of these matches that they put together were last minute, because it was some matches I'm like, I don't know if that's a good match. I don't know if that's a good match, but it just seems like they had no choice but to kind of throw it together in order to make a complete show.
Okay, gentlemen, hold up for a second. We have somebody joining us here. It's my boy Josh from my hometown. Josh is joining us. Good afternoon. This is my boy Josh Harold. He's a good friend of mine for over 20 years. We've watched wrestling together. We've watched every WrestleMania together for the past 20 years at least, except for this one and probably maybe one other one I can think of. But Josh, welcome to the show. How you doing? It looks like we're not getting audio from him right now.
He got him, man.
But I'll continue. So while waiting for his audio to connect, like I was saying earlier about how they're not doing a good job of building matches. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a match on Sunday. It's Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. You guys familiar who Bobby Lashley is, right?
Black Lesnar.
Black
Lesnar.
The Black Lesnar.
Yeah, but they don't push him like Lesnar though. He is a company man. So, but Yeah, so that match is still in the card. Like who? Like, where's the feud? Like they've not even done anything to build this match to come. Like no promo time. They've never had any interactions. They just like, oh, let's just put these guys together in the match and call it a day. That's what I hate. One match they do have on the card that I'm interested in that's very low on the totem pole, but they've done a good job when it comes to building the story. It is Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Otis, they've been doing this thing. Otis is a big dude, socially awkward, and this girl Mandy Rose, who's like your prototypical WWE hot chick, blonde hair, blue eyes, buxom, fundamentally sound, if you know what I'm saying. He had a crush on her forever, asking her out, and then they went on a date on Valentine's Day, but somehow some jackhole decided to mess with them, and he missed the date, and then she was mad, and then Dolph Ziggler comes in and swoops the chick up like this. It's like, hey, that's and Otis gets mad. Now they're gonna have a fight over Mandy Rose, which is kind of a good build to a story. The AJ Styles versus Undertaker match, the phenomenal one versus the Phenom. AJ Styles, like me and Grizz know, like Grizz knows I'm an AJ Styles fan too. He's one of my favorites of all time. Definitely one of my favorites of this era. Probably the best wrestler, pure wrestler of this era. Versus the Undertaker, who's probably one of the greatest of all time. He'd probably be on our GOAT list later in the day. And then like I said, Randy Orton versus Edge. I mean, Edge coming back from 9 years after having his neck broken, after retiring, comes back to the Royal Rumble to the amazing reception, amazing pop from the crowd. I mean, I knew he's coming back. I heard rumors, but I wasn't sure he's coming back. But when I watched the Rumble and it happened, and like right in front of me, it's like, holy, Edge is back, like whoa! And then he came back, and he's like 46 years old, came back, looked ripped, looks healthy. Whatever he did to his neck, it's like I think he did some kind of stem cell research type of thing to help fuse the neck, regenerate the cells of his spine. So, and then him coming back on Raw, cut the promo and saying how much he loves being back. Orton, who real life is one of Edge's best friends, talk about how Edge was there for him when Randy Orton was acting the fool, Edge and when Orton was being a punk, and how Edge was there for him when he needed him. And they wanted to reform their tag team, R-Rated RKO. And as soon as like that, you see the crowd like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Oh my God, they're getting back together. And then, booyah! RKO out of nowhere. And then Randy Orton does his crazy, hears voices in his head, craziness, go gets the chair, does a concerto to the guy's neck. And
damn.
Yeah, that's old school storytelling. That's like, and then you want to see Edge come back and whoop this dude's butt. You want to see Edge come back and get his revenge. And then the following week, when Randy Orton RKO'd his wife, Beth Phoenix, that's like even more heat on Randy Orton. Randy Orton could never be a babyface ever again until he retires. So that I think is probably going to be the match of Sunday. And when it comes to the main event, I have a feeling Brock's going to lose to Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre did win the Royal Rumble. He is a big dude, looks bigger than Brock. When he looks standing, face to face, he looks bigger than Brock. So, it looks like Josh is having issues connecting, but he should be in now. Me send him a quick message, let him know. Perfect. He should be coming in pretty soon. But perfect. He's ready to roll. So back to the matches. I think that is probably going to be the most underrated match of the card because even though Brock matches are kind of predictable, suplex, and suplex, then F5. I think Drew McIntyre is going to probably pull one of those. It's going to be one of those quick upset, wins where he's going to a nice big kick to the face for the win. So.
Yeah, I would be surprised if this match is long. I would be very surprised because, like you say, Brock Lesnar isn't really a technical wrestler, So,
which is funny because he should be a technical wrestler. He's an NCAA champion. I mean, if anybody on the card should be a technical wrestler, should be Brock Lesnar.
Well, I don't know what type of wrestling he was doing up at Minnesota, but
Minnesota.
Definitely wasn't the type of wrestling that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that is true. So I'm gonna, like I said, once we're going to go back. We're going to switch over to some of our favorite wrestlers in the top 5. But before we do that, I want to make sure that we bring a nice little closure to our picks of WrestleMania. So I want everybody to go through the list and pick their, like I said, we're going to pick their one favorite match they're going to enjoy the most, if they think they'll enjoy the most, and the match that you think is going to be hogwash, if you will.
Okay, I think my favorite match will be the ladder match. And I believe the worst match will be the Goldberg match.
Okay.
All right. I think the best match gonna be that Edge versus Randy Orton. I think that's built up to be the best match of the night. And then the one that I think is gonna be the wash match is, as much as I want to see it, I think that John Cena versus the Fiend match is gonna be the most washed match.
All right. That is a Firefly Funhouse match, which I have no clue what that means. So
yeah,
it's going to be.
I think that match is going to turn into a Firefly Firehouse.
All right, okay, gentlemen. So next up, we're going to discuss a little bit about, since we're wrestling fans here, either myself, the hardcore fan, since I'm rocking my New Day Rocks,
Booty-O's.
Day Rocks. They make sure you ain't booty. I'm the most hardcore fan of the group here, along with you guys are definitely fans, but you're probably more of a casual because as compared to myself. So we're going to discuss a little bit about some of our favorite memories from WrestleMania, some of our favorite wrestlers of our lifetime. I'm not expecting you guys to know George Hackenschmidt or Vern Gagne or Lou Thez or even Bobo Brazil, but just talk about, like I said, your wrestling fandom and what brought you to wrestling, and then just bring in like a couple of your favorite guys. Like I said, like who was the first match you remember? Your favorite Mania match? What could be your first favorite Mania match? The guy, the character or the wrestler who got you like, ooh, I like this. This is entertaining. This is fun. I want to watch more of this.
I would have to say, what brought me to wrestling was what was it? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I think it was just on TV as a kid, and it was just I just enjoyed it. Like I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. Like I don't even honestly, I couldn't even tell you like the first time I seen it. I just remember that I did. Next thing you know, my favorite WrestleMania, a couple of my favorite WrestleMania moments will definitely be the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys. That's one of the greatest WrestleMania moments. Honestly, right when Batista beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship, that was a great WrestleMania moment. Obviously, the Chris Benoit storyline was amazing. I love when they beat Triple H. I just love it.
Well, it's not the greatest, but Triple H has a losing record at WrestleMania, if you didn't know that, which everyone talks about him burying everybody, but he loses all the time at WrestleMania.
Good, because Booker T deserved better.
Don't get me started about that one, sir. That is a personal pet peeve of mine.
All right, I'm gonna keep going. And I want to say, hold on, let me look at my notes real quick because it's in my notes. I would say the first Money in the Bank ladder match was amazing. That was crazy.
Do you remember Shelton Benjamin running up the ladder?
Exactly. Like that was monumental. And then I for last but not least, just so I can speed by the time, I want to say Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. That's one of my last ones. The first one, of course, yeah, definitely the first one. Oh wait, no, is the second one in the Ruthless Aggression era?
No, they're both back to back. That's WrestleMania 25 and 26. 25 was Shawn wanted to end the streak. WrestleMania 26 was Shawn's career was on the line.
Oh, okay. I like.
All right, looks like we have a little connection problem. Grizz, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, we had kind of a little freeze up.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I think the first one was way better than the second one. And then my last one I'm going to say was really wild was when Shawn Michaels ended Ric Flair's career with that Sweet Chin Music after he was bloody all in the middle of the ring. Now that was sick. Like that was a tough time to see that. So those are a couple of my, WrestleMania memories right there, just to name a few.
What about yourself, Marshawn? What WrestleMania memories stick out to you, in your head?
Some of the moments that stick out to me would happen to be when Shawn Michaels beat Stone Cold in WrestleMania 14 when Mike Tyson was the special guest enforcer.
Stone Cold won that.
Then they call him. My bad. Stone Cold beat Shawn Michaels when with Mike Tyson as the special guest referee, special enforcer, however you want to call that. I definitely another one I definitely like was when Brock Lesnar ended the streak. I mean, that's what everybody can.
Quick on a side note. You know the guy whose face you see all the time in the video?
Yeah.
I know that guy.
You do?
He's from the area. Yeah, he lives in the area.
Really?
Yeah, he goes to all the Manias. Like, yeah, I'm friends with him on the Twitter machine through my little DMV wrestling fan.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, wrestling page. Yeah. So
he's from the DMV.
Yeah.
All right. Another one of my WrestleMania moments was the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 28 between The Undertaker and Triple H. When Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Was it 27? I thought it was 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Shawn Michaels sweet chin.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I was wrong. 28. Got 27 with Triple H. Yeah.
Yeah. When Shawn Michaels sweet chin music him, and then he got pedigreed and he kicked out of that, and ended up still winning. So that was another one. The ladder match between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, yeah. That was literally what I was about to say earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm not. I can't.
And then another one of my original, this was like when the Extreme era was like extreme. Remember the ladder match at I think it was like WrestleMania 17 between the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys.
Yeah, you agreed both for the same one, yeah. Yeah,
yo,
the TLC match. Yeah.
Great.
Wait, I think there was two.
Crazy.
There was two. I think there was two.
Yeah, the first one was at SummerSlam, and the rematch was at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, then they did a TLC one, right?
Yeah. TLC is basically a ladder match. I mean, it's just it's basically a ladder match, but yeah, but you have tables and chairs ladder to it. All right, and for me personally, since I've watched pretty much every WrestleMania, I am 40, and this is the 36th one coming up right now. So I don't remember the first one because I was only 4. But one of my favorite WrestleMania memories is obviously, unfortunately, it's sad to say because what happened that's the Chris Benoit WrestleMania 20. I was a huge fan of his, going up through WCW and ECW in Japan.
Hey, not to cut you off, man. I don't know how many butt whoopings I got for putting my little cousins or little family members in the crippled crossface, bro. And hey, you know what's crazy about that? I used to actually accidentally really put them in it, accidentally pour their face damn near to the back of their back to the middle of their back. Used to be making them boys cry, man. Until I got it put on me, I never done it again. No, go ahead though.
Okay, so we have that, and I'm also it was the Intercontinental Championship match between Ricky Steamboat and the Macho Man. Randy Savage, WrestleMania 3. Ooh, yeah. I tell you, Randy Savage was the Intercontinental Champion of the world, and he was taking on the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, and he was like, I was space crazy. Ooh, yeah. And then also, I'm going to have to say, the end of the streak was also a great moment. The match itself wasn't that great because Taker was concussed throughout most of the match. Kind of like you'll probably hear stories about this, how wrestlers get concussed, and a lot of times they just kind of somehow go through the motions and make it through the match. Mm-hmm. But the shock and awe of Taker, no one thought Taker was going to lose. People thought Taker's going to retire with this, or if he does lose, he's going to lose to a young guy to put somebody over. But when Brock pinned him for that 1, 2, 3. And usually when a person wins a match, they play the music immediately after they win. So they did a smart move of not playing any music for a good minute until the shock of it. I've never seen 100,000 or how many people it was quiet at the same time. It's like they go 1, 2. Everyone's going, he's gonna kick out, and 3. And then you see Paul Heyman in the corner go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you see my boy Iris is like, that guy. And that's just the whole. Everyone I thought, like, did they screw up? Was that supposed to happen? Like, is this supposed to be a win? And then you hear the ring announcer goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Brock Lesnar," and everyone's like no one knew what to do. So that was a great moment. And then, lastly, one of my other great moments is,
how's it going?
It was just just the fact that I loved when it's not actually a WrestleMania moment. It was the day after WrestleMania, so it's kind of cheating. But when Roman Reigns defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33, the day after he comes out and cut a promo, and everyone pissed all over him. He was like, big boo, boo. He's like, trying to talk, and it was like booing louder, and he's like, "It's my yard now." Drops the mic and walks away. I was like, bro, that's how you. That's less is more. That's how you cut a promo. So once again, it wouldn't worked out if there was no crowd there, without the crowd. So those are my greatest moments. So, and we're going to finish the show off with talking about the GOAT. It appears we've lost somebody here. Oh, everybody's coming back in. All right, Riz is back here. Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
All right. Apparently, Josh's connection is not working, so we're going to have to move on. We're gonna have
to bring Josh on the recap show.
Yeah, we
definitely get what he thought. Maybe we could talk about some of his favorite WrestleMania moments, or some of you both's moments together.
Yeah,
on the recap show.
Yeah, he'll be there at the watch party. So let's talk about the GOAT. This is a topic that's been tossed around all sports. We just talked about recently the greatest college basketball player of all time, which was a very fraudulent list. We talked about people talk about who's better, Kobe or Michael. People talk about Tom Brady being the GOAT. But when it comes to wrestling, there is no true. I mean, outside of popularity and success and money being made, there's no true way to determine who was the actual best wrestler, because it all depends on someone gets discovered by the right promoter, gets pushed by the right promoter, and the promoter knows how to push them correctly, not giving them stupid gimmicks like polka dots or whatever. And looks like we have Josh in the house. Is Josh connected here? All right, I'm not seeing. Okay, he's connected, but I'm not getting any audio from him. But we'll keep discussing.
It's the Portuguese man.
So let's like I said, let's go back, since we're all different. Like, we're all about 2 years apart in age. So let's go ahead and talk about who we think who our personal favorites are first of all time. Give us a good 5.
I mean, how do we go about this though? Because like I like groups, man. Like, can I give you like my favorite group? Can my group be?
Okay.
Because I like everybody in this group.
All right. Well, what we do is like, Marshawn, you talk about your favorite wrestling groups of all time.
I mean, I like people, but it was just like there's so many people in this certain group. Like, you can't just choose one person.
Okay. All right. I'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Okay. All right.
So I'll start then. Okay. All right. So since I've already thrown the energy in the air about this group, my favorite group, I done got so many butt whoopings off this group. I don't know how many people in the earth I done told to suck it, but like, that's to this day, the Generation X by far is like one of my favorite groups. I loved every part about it. I love Triple H. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Shawn Michaels is another one of my favorite wrestlers. The New Age Outlaws is another one of my favorite groups. Because they brought that badass attitude to WWE, WWF, or whatever you want to call it at that time. And I really was really following the movement. So I'll say them. The Rock definitely was another one of my favorite wrestlers because he was entertainment, and I used to always like try to raise my eyebrow like The Rock. So I would definitely say The Rock. Number 3, this might sound crazy. Number 3, and this is a new guy, like upper age, modern day guy, Roman Reigns. Definitely one of my favorite. Yes, definitely one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Number 4, I gotta go with y'all. It's we all can agree on this person too. AJ Styles. I've been liking him since his Impact days. Young AJ when he had the earrings in with the short haircuts on TNA, on Spike. And then my 5th is Goldberg. Goldberg, man.
Word.
Oh, okay. Are you saying Goldberg in overall, or talking about like because you keep
Go
coming back?
WCW Goldberg.
Okay.
WCW Goldberg when he put the Big Show in the jackhammer twice.
Right.
That Goldberg, you know, freak of nature Goldberg.
All right, Grizz. We'll you're next, sir. What's your what are you thinking, sir?
So my faves would be Samoa Joe, just like Marshawn said, AJ Styles after that. But not in no specific order, but just as I remember, Kane, The Rock, Rob Van Dam, and an honorable mention, I would have to say possibly Randy Orton, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and it's crazy because some of the people you named would definitely be in my next 5.
My bad. I meant to say Kurt Angle, not Randy Orton. Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bald-headed
It's
Kurt
true.
or Kurt
It's
with
true.
hair?
It's damn true.
Both of them. Yo, Kurt changed. Man, Kurt was. He was a beast, dog. He was a fucking maniac, man.
He was an Olympic gold medalist. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. I mean,
broken freaking neck.
You mean he'll tell you? All right. Well, for me, guys, I'm a little bit more old school, so obviously some of my guys will be from the 80s and early 90s. But obviously, how can you not go here, man? The Horseman, baby. And the leader of the Horseman was the Nature Boy, the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, and had a hard time holding these alligators down. I mean, the promos, the promo skills, the charisma, the in-ring performer. He put over so many guys. He made Sting. He made, Ricky Steamboat. He made all these guys. And, the feud with Dusty Rhodes, the feud with Terry Funk. I mean, Ric Flair, 16 times that we know of, world champion. Another one of my all-time favorites is Booker T, because he is a five-time.
Harlem Heat was another one of my favorite groups, man. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it, sucker? And sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, yeah. I have my notes right here. Excuse me. Another one of my all-time favorites is the Hitman Bret Hart, because when Bret came to prominence, it was the era after the steroid era when they're trying to a lot of the super jacked up muscle guys kind of were faded out, and they went with the smaller guys like Bret, Shawn, Bulldogs. A lot of smaller guys who can work higher, faster paced matches. So Bret Hart, I mean, the execution. I mean, he was just so fundamentally sound when it comes to being a professional wrestler. And Taker, I mean, 23. I mean, 23-2 at WrestleMania. Man, you can't beat that. I mean, that streak was when that streak became a thing. Like, that's why you watch WrestleMania. Like, will somebody end the streak? Like, we don't know. Is this the year? Is it Randy Orton win it? Nope. Is it going to be Triple H? Nope. Shawn Michaels? Nope. CM Punk? Nope. And AJ Styles. I mean, we've all agreed on AJ Styles. He is,
right.
I got to say again, he is the best wrestler of this generation, best in-ring performer of this generation. I mean, even at 43 years old right now, he's still putting on a hell of a show.
I put him over John Cena any day.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And
I like Cena, but Cena's not a better wrestler.
Cena's whack to me.
Yeah. Cena has been whacked since he became too kid-friendly, but speaking of John Cena, there he is.
I like Cena when he was. I like Cena when he was rapping, when he would come out and do his 16s. I was like, all right, I like this thugonomics John Cena. But then once he started becoming more of a family guy, it was just more like, all right, WWE they got to him.
They put him over so hard. It was like they just started disliking him. Like people it was so bad.
But that is the thing, man. Whenever look at Seth Rollins now. Seth Rollins won the Rumble, beat Brock Lesnar, and everyone's so happy for him. Then people turned on him immediately. It's like, boo, Seth Rollins. Like, well, what the hell? Then they turn him heel. Never start liking him again. So it's just one of those things. Like once you are the company guy, the fans rebel against you. So. But then they want you to be champion when you're not the company guy. They want you to be champion, but then you're the company guy. They hate you. So fans are fickle. So what can you do? But a couple honorable mentions. Also, I love Steve Austin. I love The Rock. Hey, there he is right there. There's The Rock. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the old school guys, like our old school brothers like JYD, Coco Beware, Ron Simmons, the first recognized Black World Champion in history.
APA, yeah, that was another one of my favorite groups. Yeah. I was listening to their theme song earlier when I was driving. APA,
yeah. And a couple honorable mentions for me. I'm gonna go ahead and have to say like Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, Terry Funk, RVD, like anybody from that original ECW, or like Shane Douglas, Taz, you know,
the whole damn show.
Yeah, RVD,
yeah, Taz, choke you out, put you to sleep. Yeah.
RVD 420s, I just smoked your ass, you know. And then like, you know, Samoa Joe, Impact guys like Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode. You know.
Yo, you want to know one thing? All right, then we can wrap up this show. You want to know? I just found out about RVD, and this is a little bit off topic. RVD has 2 girlfriends. Yeah. So now, hey, Rob Van Dam was the man for real. In the ring and out the ring. He has a wife and a girlfriend.
Like, my girlfriend's got a girlfriend.
RVD is the man, man.
Yeah, he is the man. So before we end the show, in the next couple of minutes, like I said, let's take a quick little collection of who you think the all-time greatest is. I mean, just because you might like your personal favorite, but who you think is probably considered the greatest of all time. I'll start with you, Chris.
All right, okay.
Start with Rashawn. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
That's hard. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one right there, to be honest with you. Because it's like
this way. Who do you think had the most crossover appeal, and that may help your decision?
Overall appeal.
Crossover appeal, like, you know, he's a professional wrestler, but everyone outside who's not a wrestling fan knows who he is, type of thing. Like, for example, Hogan, Rock, Steve Austin, Flair, so on.
Well, see that's the thing. I when we talk about who's the best wrestler with me, it's hard because I don't want to go with accolades of who won the most titles, and I don't want to say who has the best outside popularity, because then if that's the case, Stone Cold or The Rock or Hogan might be the best wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows who they are. But
it's a collection of everybody. It's a collection of all of it. It's a collection.
Yeah. I'm a person. I want to say I'm stuck between The Rock and Kurt Angle, because I feel like Kurt Angle inside the ring was a monster. Like, he can go with the best of them. Like it literally, like, it didn't matter if it was a super heavyweight, a heavyweight, a cruiserweight, extreme match, submission match, false count anywhere, handicap, fatal 4-way, ladder, elimination chamber. Like, Kurt was able to do it all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people don't realize that as far as his career, you know what I'm saying? But then I want to say The Rock because of what you're saying, like that overall appeal. He changed the wrestling. Like, I mean, you had your Randy Savage, you had your Ric Flair when it comes to them touching the mic, but when The Rock was on there, it was like he made you feel like he was your friend, your buddy, your homie, your bro, your teammate. Like, and then when he was a heel, he made you freaking hate his guts. So it was like, and then, you know, one of the biggest stars to step outside of wrestling. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm stuck between Kurt Angle and The Rock, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna go with The Rock, man. I mean, The Rock. I take it back, man. I treat this like I treat NBA. You know, and I always tell people, you know, it's tough to say that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, because, you know, Michael Jordan was greatest at everything. You know, there's people better than Michael Jordan at certain things. So I always say like this, man, there's a table of people, and there's only so many wrestlers that can sit at this table. And I put it to you like this. The Rock, in my opinion, The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Ultimate Warrior, Triple H are some people that sit at this table, you know? It would be hard for me to pick one person. If I had to pick one person playing devil's advocate, I would definitely have to pick The Rock, because he's the most, I mean, he self-proclaimed the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, you know? He took wrestling to a different pinnacle than what some people can't, you know? I mean, John Cena is trying to do what The Rock did, but it's already been done. You know, Triple H never really got too many opportunities outside of WWE, WWE. He's just now starting to get opportunities, you know? I mean, Ric Flair, you could say, because Ric Flair, you know, I mean, that's the nature boy, you know. You could definitely put Ric Flair up there, you know. As much as I want to say Undertaker, you know, because of his character, it's hard to put him up there, you know, because he's kind of a guy that comes in and out from the shadows, you know. So, I mean, it's very, very hard to pick one person.
Well, for me, my criteria is pretty simple. If this discussion, we can run a little overtime here, about 15 minutes overtime if we need to. This discussion can go on forever, but for me, my criteria, I would say, is number one, name appeal. Like, do people know who you are? Like, if someone walks on the street and goes, "Do you know who Ric Flair is?" Like, yeah, woo. So, yeah, and the fact that everybody says woo when someone chops somebody in a wrestling match. So, like that's that trademark lasts forever. I can't put The Rock as greatest of all time because his wrestling career was way too short. Like, I think we talked about this when it comes to like our college basketball talk, like one and dones. I couldn't put them as greatest of all time because they weren't there long enough to build a resume. So The Rock's resume, yeah, it might be short and compact and be great, but when it comes to, like, the total package as a wrestler, I can't put him as greatest of all time. Same with Stone Cold. Stone Cold was probably one of the biggest draws. Like, he put butts in seats. He sold pay-per-views, but also, I mean, not fault of his own. The neck injury shortened his career. So the knees and the neck shortened his career, but I can't put him on the greatest. And then Taker, you know, like I said, longevity definitely does count helping this list. So plus he's had you know historic moments with, like, you know, the streak and the streak being over and the Hell in a Cell matches and the main event in WrestleMania multiple times. And what, you can't even sleep on like someone like Chris Jericho, you know, because what he's doing AEW, you know, he's putting that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say, man, it's hard. It's hard to name five wrestlers. You know, you've had certain, man. You can name 5 wrestlers from each era probably, but 5, like, make a Mount Rushmore of wrestling. You know, I mean, first of all, it would be biased. Like, if you ask, you know, people older than us, they're probably gonna say, "Oh, the Iron Sheik or Andre the Giant or, you know, Hulk Hogan and stuff like that." But then when you get to, you know, Charles's age group, and I'll even throw myself in Charles' age group because it's a 10-year gap. You know, then you'll start hearing a little bit more of the Bret, the Hitman Harts, the Shawn Michaels, the Undertakers, the Chris Jerichos, and the list goes on. But then when, like, let's say if Bruce was on here, you know, Bruce is 10 years younger than me. You might hear Bruce say, then you might hear Bruce go with the John Cena's and who else? I don't know.
Randy Orton.
AJ. Yeah. I mean, the list just goes on, man. I mean, it's different, man. No, I wouldn't say that. Batista was really my era, you know. Batista,
his career is
Evolution was like what, 07?
We came up in the ruthless aggression era.
Yeah, the Attitude era, Evolution. Like, yeah, I stopped really paying attention to wrestling. I want to say once they started having, what was it with Triple H and all of them? What did they call themselves? The corporate
Evolution.
No.
Oh, the authority. The
authority. Yeah. Once that started coming around, I stopped watching it because it was too repetitive, man. You didn't really see any good stories, man.
Yeah. That's one of the most overplayed storylines in wrestling is the evil boss. It's like, okay, Mr. McMahon was like, that was like a, you know, that was once in a generation type character. You can't keep repeating that because everyone tried to do that. I mean, Bischoff in WCW was the evil boss. And then Dixie Carter was the evil boss in TNA. And then now the Authority, because Triple H is the son-in-law and he's the heir to the throne. So, but that's also what happened. That's when Daniel Bryan rose to power because the Authority, because people were tired of BS. You know, evil.
But yo, man, I gotta shake, man, because I'm about to check into the Zoom for my class.
Okay.
But man, when are we?
So give the folks just a quick say, thank you, Marshawn, for joining us. You know, you have to go to class.
No problem.
Repeat your social media so the people know where to find you.
My social media for Instagram is Sershawn90, And then on Twitter, you can again follow me on Twitter at Surshine_90. You know, both pages are open. I'm not private. You know, I'm open to the world. So, you know, come talk to me, man. Come follow me and let's rap to each other, man. I'm always around.
All right, Marshawn, thank you very much.
All right, man. Grizz, Chuck, man, we'll do this again, man. We got the recap show. I got a special guest that Charles already know who's coming on next week, just to give people a few things to talk about next week. I got a big special guest coming on next week, man. We haven't really been talking baseball, and I got a guy who wants to vent. You know, he's a big hitter in the Big Ten baseball. I'm not going to say what school. I'm going to hold the surprise in, but I got a big guest coming on next week, man. So we're going to talk baseball.
Excellent. I'm sorry. All right, Marshawn, thank you very much, sir.
All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right, man.
Grizz, any parting shots for the show today?
Hell yeah. Hold on, let me get my tequila. But yeah, man, I don't know about the WWE, man. I can't wait till AEW drops their video game. That's what I'm really looking forward to that. Apparently they're going to go back to the more I don't want to say beat 'em up arcade controls, but the simpler controls, because a lot of people you know, big fans of wrestling games like me, I grew up with SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown, Just Bring It, SmackDown, Here Come the Pain, SmackDown versus Raw series, all the way up until like 2009, I believe. And the controls were so simple. It was one button does this, one button does that. You move the analog stick this way. Now it's like you have to. It's so
2K. The 2K controls are way too hard to handle.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. I can't get with it. I just can't do it, bro. Let me what you got to toast up?
Oh shoot, I misplaced. I left it. Well, right now I have a little hot toddy in the cup here, so I've been feeling a little down. So I was a little hot tea with a little whiskey in here. So that's what I'm sipping on right now. But parting shots for myself. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they put this show together. It's going to be interesting how they. I mean, one thing you say about WB, the production value is top notch. So you know it's going to look good. I mean, it might not be good it's a quality, but the presentation is going to be good. So you know you don't have to worry about that. And I'm looking forward to a couple matches, like we said earlier in the show. But when it comes to, like I said, we were talking earlier about the greatest of all time. It's too hard of a topic to discuss in an hour and 10 minutes we got here. So we can always go. What I'm thinking about doing is create a NC2A bracket style like we did with the sports movies, and like we did with they did with the college basketball greatest of all time. So keep an eye out for that. A bracket. It'll be an ongoing thing for however long it takes until maybe next
right.
So with that said, it is the last call. Like I said, I'm toasting everybody here with my hot toddy. And see, Riz, you got your real tequila. This has been Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting live on my personal YouTube page from the bunker of Oxon Hill, Maryland, baby. Along for Grizz here, my name is Charles Younger, and for Marshawn, and unfortunately for our guest who was able to connect, Josh Harold. This has been Sports Serve Neat, bringing it to you live on YouTube. Thank you very much. And like I said, next episode we'll probably do a WrestleMania recap, a little bit. Then we'll talk about a little baseball and talk about just general life things and how fun it is being locked up with your family. So like I said, this is Sports Serve Neat with Charles Younger. You say you can follow me on the social media. I'm sorry, by the way, Grizz, tell me social media quick. Sorry, before we leave.
Oh, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GRXZZLY94.
All right. Excellent. And I am Charles Younger. That's CharlesNynga. There's only one of me, so it's not hard to find me. So like I said, tune in next week to Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting here on my personal YouTube stage. And with that, finally, the Chuck has come back to WrestleMania. You liked that, didn't you?
Hey, been practicing.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, baby. Hard times. It's hard times, but we'll get through it, everybody. And again, stay home, stay safe, don't leave unless you have to, and take care of yourself and your families. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and have a great night.